family today. My name is Stephanie and today I'm going to show you how to clean a ferret's ears. And today's candidate is Sammy. We just did Bear and now it's Sammy's turn. So basically what's needed to clean a ferret's ears is grab some cotton tips and some water, and that's basically all you need, and then Nutri-Gel to make a fuss over them afterwards, just to kind of give them a positive experience, because most ferrets hate this with a passion. And then I'll show you what you can do on a more frequent basis to keep their ears surfacely clean. So first things first, what we'll do is dip the cotton tips in water, because you don't want to have dry tips going into their ears because it's very abrasive for their ears and could be uncomfortable for them and might hurt them. So what you do is just dip the tips in, and I normally just grab a small handful of tips because you don't know how much gunk is located in there and how many tips you're going to need. So it's better to have too many than too little and have to, you know, get them out, get the tips out while you have a squirming little ferret in your hand. So we've got our tips moistened. Just squeeze any excess moisture out because you don't want it to be too wet either. But and make yourself comfortable, because this can be a quite difficult procedure for some, especially if you have a very squirmy little ferret like Sammy in your arms. So what I normally do is I just make myself comfortable in a comfy couch. Use the armrest as my little helper, so it helps me out with the Q-tips. And then what you do is you'll scruff your ferret. So you can do it in two ways. You can either scruff the ferret yourself, or you can ask someone to help you out with this and just get them to hold the back while you hold the front, and that way it just kind of helps you out, because it's not necessarily the most pleasant experience for either you or the ferret. So, okay, so we're going to scruff. So basically how you scruff is you push the ferret down and then lift him up. See all that skin that I have? This isn't hurting him. The yawning is a natural reaction, and he's just going to hopefully be a very good boy now. So we're going to try to do this quickly because we don't want to kind of make him too upset. So what you want to do is basically at all times make sure that you see the end of the tip, so that you don't want to be going too deep into the ear, because you can damage the eardrums and push the wax in too deep and cause problems that way. So what you're going to do is you'll see that the ear has just a few crevices, and Sammy really hates this. And you basically just want to be getting the swab into the crevices. Sammy, please be good. I love you. Okay. So I've already got some dirt on one of the tips, because I just barely got it in there. So I'm not going to use that again. Always use a clean swab. And there we have some wax. So you don't want to be going too deep in. The wax is meant to be a reddish kind of brown color. It shouldn't smell, it shouldn't have an odor or anything like that, or it shouldn't be black, otherwise it could mean ear infections or maybe mites, so always watch out for that. And another good way of testing if the wax is okay, something that my specialist does, is normally just lets them see if they lick it or smell it. If they're deterred by it, then it could mean mites. So that's a little tip that I picked up. So we grab another one. I'm sorry, Sammy, but you're just going to have to be good. Okay. And he knows exactly what's going to happen. So in this case, with a really squirmy ferret like this one, it would be better to have two people. But as you can see, his ears are actually filthy and really need to be cleaned. So you don't want to be doing this too often. Once every 2 to 3 months is probably enough, just because it is a very sensitive area, and you don't want to damage the eardrums or the ears, or pushing too much wax in. You don't want to be going into the whole either area. It's more just around the crevices on the outer ear, so you don't want to be going into the inner ear too much. So that's basically what you do. Good boy, Sammy. Make a fuss of them when they're good. Good boy. because that can be a rare thing. So just get all that wax out from the crevices. You'll be a lot more comfortable afterwards, I promise. And then you do the other side. This can be a little bit of a hassle because the other side is normally more uncomfortable for you as well. So as you can see, you just kind of brush the little hair that's covering his ears. They protect the ears as well. Whoops, sorry. I didn't even do anything. Stop squirming. And just into the crevices. Sammy, be good. Stop. So make sure you have a good grip on your ferret so that you can actually get in there. And that's basically it. So don't go deep into the hole. Just make it fairly just close to the surface. Always make sure you see the tip of the Q-tip or the ear clean tips. These tips might seem like they're fairly small for us, but have a look in comparison to your ears. They're actually quite big, so you don't want to be shoving them in places where it's not really appropriate and damaging their ears. So always keep that in mind. And you're done. Good boy. And because he's been such a good boy, we're going to make a fuss of him and give him some of his favourite treat, just to make this a positive experience for him as well. Good boy. Good boy, Sammy. And we'll just make a fuss of him for a little while, just so that he doesn't think that it's all horrible. So he's a very good boy for suffering through that, aren't you? And then on a more frequent basis, if you wanted to kind of tidy up their ears here and there, obviously, you know, some ferrets will need their ears cleaned more frequently than others. I'd say that outdoor ferrets might need it more because they'll get dirtier a little bit more. Here, have that. But still, you don't want to be doing it too often. But if you did want to do a little bit of a spruce up more frequently, just get a cotton bud or something, dip it in water, and then just run it over his ears, and you can go, and this won't damage them or anything like that, but it goes a little bit, you know, just cleans the surface of the ear. See, it's still getting some gunk off, so you can always do that, but it doesn't damage their ears or anything like that. So you can do that on a more frequent basis if you want to keep the ears clean. And that's basically it. So as you can see, I did use all those Q-tips because his ears were a little bit more dirty. But let me know if you have any questions about ear cleaning, any comments at all, anything that I've missed. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you have to say, and if you want me to do any other videos, just let me know. Cool, thank you very much. Bye! And Sammy will say bye too. Look. Bye! He's too occupied right now. Okay, bye!